Hi, my name is Selina Meyer, and I will be talking about our work on user simulation using prompt-based GPT-3. And I want to start with a little game, and the game is called Human or GPT-3. So I will show and read out two utterances from the context of weight loss, and I want you to decide which of them was written by a human and which by GPT-3. So these are the two sentences, and I will read out sentence one now. I'm really too lazy to do sport. Just doing a few exercises is not sport for me. Sport is like tennis for me. I used to learn, something happened, and I found myself in hospital again. And sentence two, because I don't like myself anymore. I no longer feel like eating so much and having so much weight on my ribs. I'm tired, have no energy, and can buy less and less clothes. I just feel bad all the time. So which of those two sentences do you think might be written by GPT-3? As it turns out, it's the second sentence, even though it seems a lot more coherent. And even if you guessed correctly, I think this example makes it quite clear that it has become very hard to distinguish between human-written and synthetic data. And in our paper, we asked ourselves, what can we do with this? How can we leverage it? So since manually collecting and annotating conversational data is usually a very time-consuming and expensive process, we had the idea of simulating user data utterances. And we used a data set as a baseline created in earlier work from a collection of forum posts around weight loss. And those forum posts had been annotated with 3 labels from motivational interviewing, which is a therapy approach used to guide through behavior change. And the 3 labels were reason, taking steps, and commitment. So to generate data, we followed a prompt-based approach, which means there was no fine-tuning involved in the generation process. Instead, we simply asked GPT-3 questions to elicit utterances corresponding to one of the 3 labels. So each question output pair can be aligned with one of the 3 labels, and each question was introduced with the sentence, "Hello, I'm here to support you on your journey to a healthier weight," to give that context of weight loss. So we use this generated data in 3 different ways to expand on our original data set. So the user data is just a forum data by itself. The mixed data is the user data combined with our synthetic data using the question labels as ground truth. The same as with the synthetic data, it's just our generated data using question labels as ground truth. And for the mixed predicted data set, we fine-tuned a BERT instance on our forum data and used that fine-tuned classifier to predict labels for our synthetic data, and then again combined it with our forum data. And then we split each of those data sets into training and test sets, fine-tuned classifiers on training sets, and then use those to predict on each test set. And what we found was that the mixed predicted data set or test set was easiest to predict for all classifiers, even the synthetic classifier, and also that the synthetic classifier performed worse on the original user data, but still much better than random baselines. And in the paper, we go into detail about when it might be useful to use the synthetic data in this context. We also compared the synthetic data with our original user data. So for example, we looked at semantic similarity and also ran some other analyses that I don't have time to go into right now. But what we generally found was that synthetic data has much less variability than user data. And we also found that synthetic data is at times more similar across classes than within classes. So for example, the synthetic R class is closer to the synthetic C class than to itself. So this already concludes my very quick presentation. For more detail, please come talk to me or feel free to contact me. In the paper, we also explain the limitations of our study. So for example, this would be the different modes of conversation between the user data, which is forum-based, and the more QA-style synthetic data. And finally, I asked GPT-3 what to say at the end of a video presentation if you want to make a good impression. And this was the output. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this presentation helpful and informative.